The people of Houston wanted to see a sweep of the Utah Jazz so the Rockets would be rested before they faced the Warriors. But Donovan Mitchell had other ideas. Spida, who's been somewhat underwhelming in these playoffs thus far, scored 31 points and outscored Houston himself in the fourth quarter. Jalen Rose, what did you think about this young man's playoff performance?
These are the type of performances, as a head coach, you walk into the locker room and just write one word on the board: pride. Utah fans are amazing. They have been for a really long time. Got a chance to play there when they had Stockton and Malone. And I know there's been some hiccups with Russell Westbrook and whatnot, but when you play against teams that don't, when you play against cities that don't also have an NFL team, it's a heightened level of enthusiasm for the NBA.
That's a good point.
And so you don't want to see that fan base leave the arena after watching you get swept. That becomes like a buzzkill for a Utah team that played well in the playoffs last year, got a chance to advance. Donovan Mitchell had a breakout year, and as you mentioned, didn't necessarily have the leapfrog year along with Jason Tatum that we felt like they would do in their second year and be like all-star players. But the way he performed in the fourth quarter with his 19 big points, shooting the threes, catching lobs, playing with emotion and energy is exactly what that team needed.
So I'm going to point the attention back to the Rockets now. I feel like they are, I don't know, maybe the best chance at someone taking down the Warriors in this playoffs. And I also feel like they could have really used that rest. How important is this Game 5 in Houston? I think they're going to end up winning the series, but how important is it that they do it in the next game?
It's always important. And again, you got to give the Jazz some credit. Putting Crowder in the lineup was a big-time change. He played well. Ricky Rubio played well.
Yep.
Like, the Jazz beat Houston. And so I want to make sure I give them props. With that being said, the Rockets understood that the Warriors had already let a game slip away in their series when they were up 30-plus against the Clippers. So you lace up your kicks and you're like, we're going to sweep our series and we're going to have those extra days. And what ends up happening is the more minutes you play, the more opportunities for things to happen, like injury, like poor play. And when you get those days off, what you're really allowed to do is now add wrinkles to sets. Like, people get used to what you're running and they scout you, but all of a sudden, you got a new sideline out of bounds play, a new baseline out of bounds play, a new wrinkle to an offensive set that they can't see coming. It gives you less time to do those type of things headed into the second series.
That's a really good point, Jalen Rose. Now, I'm rooting for the Rockets because I love chaos, and I think the Warriors are the best team in the NBA, so I want someone to upset them. But I remember I was rooting for the Rockets last year. Remember Game 7 when they went 0 for 27 from 3? The Rockets can go cold, and they went a little cold in this one. In the fourth quarter, I believe they missed 13 straight three-pointers. They have these little stretches of just going cold. Jalen, what do you think about the potential of, because of the style that they play, to just have a bad night and kind of completely blow a series or a game?
In a league that's three-point happy, there will be ebbs and flows with every team as it relates to their three-point percentages. The difference between the Rockets and the Warriors is that Golden State has 2 MVPs in KD and Steph. So when one of those guys aren't shooting well, usually Clay is. For the Houston Rockets, their sniper is James Harden. And then you have Eric Gordon that's making shots, PJ Tucker that's a willing shot maker from the corner, and CP3 has the ability to knock them down as well. So from that, there will be ebbs and flows where the team isn't making shots. That's when you got to diversify your offensive attack. And so I'll be interested to see when the Golden State Warriors lock up at the 3 line, like they did in the game you just described when they missed 27 straight. Will the Rockets be willing to play mid-range? Are they going to shoot runners? Are they going to shoot floaters? It can't always be 3, layup, and free throw.
It's interesting because you mentioned how the off time, which is a really good point by you, is not only do you get time to rest, which is what we always think about, you get time to add wrinkles to your game, add wrinkles to your offense, and we know what they want to do. They want to go to the line, get a layup or a dunk or shoot a 3. At some point, especially if this series against Oklahoma City, against the Golden State, which we assume is going to happen, they're going to have to add something. They're going to have to vary what they do, and it will be interesting to see if they actually do go mid-range.